Hey there, it's Girish. If you're a regular listener to the Mission Shunya podcast and enjoy the stories that I'm bringing to you, then please do give a rating or write a review on Apple Podcast or any platform of your choice. It helps in spreading the word and getting more listeners to the show. Thanks. Before we dive into this week's story, I want to share my experience of interacting with industries from the region of Tamil Nadu in India. This Indian state has added wind power projects at a rapid scale in early 2000s, and a major contributing factor is awareness among the businessmen in the region. Just a small narration of the benefits of adding solar or wind projects would be enough for them to buy in as long as it was economical. After the clean energy run, this region is adopting other practices like energy efficiency and sustainability. So, my guest for this week is.
Hi, I'm Kathir, co-founder of ecohike, and I'm proud entrepreneur of sustainability, and I'm starting this journey to make this world a sustainable place and a happy place to live for everyone.
So, what is Kadir's background and how did he get into textile manufacturing?
Okay, actually, I'm based out of Tirupur, born and brought up in Tirupur, which is near Coimbatore and also a hub of textile industries. So this company, Syndicate Impix, we founded in 2006. I did my college in PhD Tech in fashion designing. So after my college in 2004, I was in training for 2 years, and by 2006, myself and my friend who did our college together, we started this company called Syndicate Impix. We started with the 10 machine capacity, and right now, after 13 years, we are running with 350 machine capacity. And this is what is our journey about. And we have 100% of our manufacturing is into export oriented, and we were mainly doing for European brands.
That's a good short background about your work, Kadir. The reason I got you on the podcast is because of the new range of clothing that you've come up with, the sustainable clothing range. How did this idea come about to a person who has been traditionally focusing on export market? When did this start?
To say about our journey on sustainability, it all started in 2018, last year beginning, when we thought of going for an auditing called Greenco, which is an sustainability auditing done by Confederation of Indian Industries. So during that process of auditing, it is more about evaluating all our energy resources and all our natural resources that we are consuming for making and producing our garments. So during that auditing process, it gives us a lot of insight about what all the resource and how much we are consuming and how we are exploiting the natural resources without knowing ourselves. So can you just believe for making one t-shirt in cotton, it consumes around 2,700 liters of water.
That's a staggering number.
Yeah, of course. And we were really very shocked to hear about these numbers. And also there are a lot of other data like how much of CO2 emission and how much of waste that we are creating and how much of landfill that we are generating every year. Even though this is a hub of zero liquid discharge where 100% of the dyed water is being recycled and it is being purified, but still we really have to figure out like how much energy resource that we are consuming. And we thought of coming up with our with a brand called ecohike, which is made of which has to be made of sustainability. That is our core agenda. So we experimented with lot of R&Ds, and finally we were able to launch this brand ecohike in June 2019. That is 6 months back in Greenco Summit in New Delhi.
That's a wonderful initiative. You did mention about the audit that you underwent last year. So, what is this audit, and can you give us a brief history about the audit? What does they focus on?
Okay, sure. This is like our company itself is we have done lot of auditings for international brands. That is that in all the auditings that we have done so far, they used to focus on particular area and for particular compliances. Say for example, some audit will be mainly focused on product oriented. That will be like Co-Codex or GOT standards. and some will be focused on more about ethical auditing, where they focus more about the labor welfare and their awareness and the safety measures. But whereas in Greenco, it is a combination of all the auditings and also about all the. It is not about auditing, I should say. It is more about insight and also evaluating ourselves. So during this process, we were quantifying the data like how much water that we are consuming. Say, for example, in our garment factory, so for domestic usage, we consumed 230 liters of water per capita before the auditing. So that includes for their toilet and for bathing in hostel and for canteen and for all the usage. So the global benchmark is, Indian benchmark is around 160 liters, whereas the global benchmark is 60 liters per human consumption per day water. So after we came to know that we are consuming around 230 liters of water. So we decided how to reduce the water, and right now we were at consuming 93 to 98 liters of water per day. We created awareness among employees, and we created some sessions like how we are consuming and what are all the areas where we can address. And all the employees, they themselves were very cooperative, and they also want to contribute with their own ideas, and that gave us a lot of scope and lot of process about consuming water. And it's not about only water. When it comes to energy, that is the current consumption and how much of electricity that we are consuming, we came to know that a particular machine alone consumes 40% of our total energy consumption. So that is the air compressor. So we started to go for some minor changes on, and we started to monitor the air leakage, and we changed our tube lights to LED lights and also for induction lighting. Those, and also the machines which we are using for sewing machines, all the 350 machines in our factory is direct drive motors, which was being replaced by clutch motors, which consumes around 20 to 30% more energy when compared to the direct drive motors which we are running now. So all these things we are able to identify, and this all came only through the Greenco auditing. And we have fixed targets by ourselves. We created a team called Greenco team, where we have engaged. We didn't engage the manager or the top level management, but it is more about the floor level managers and the Kaizen, the employees who were tailors and workers. So the electricians, the mechanics, AO, even some of the floor level people, housekeeping people, they all contributed, and they all come up with their own ideas, and we are very happy to know that they are very interested in contributing towards this green saving program. So it helps us a lot, and now we are able to save a lot because of our green initiative, and that is what is journey about. And we are long way to go for making a zero waste company.
At this point, I would like to highlight that an entrepreneur couldn't ask for more, especially when every single member of your team embraces your ideas and want to contribute to it in their own right. So, was a Greenco audit an eye opener for Kathir and his team?
Yes. And during this journey, actually, when I say about this Greenco, we came to know like even though we were able to save a lot of resources in inside our factory, but when in a t-shirt, the amount of saving that is done during the manufacturing process is very less when compared to the manufacturing. I mean, during the savings that we are able to create during the growing of cotton and manufacturing of polyester. And so what we have decided is we have to make some changes in the product profile itself, so that the energy savings and the amount of water savings can be much better, and that can be much more benefited. So we took some data of how much water that we are consuming currently. So we started to take analysis and take data about how much of water that is consumed during harvesting of cotton. It was very shocking, and it was very interesting to know that for growing 1 kg of cotton, it requires 10,000 liters of water, where it is really unimaginable. And all the hard works and all the water that is consumed, and now after the end of the day, when we are making it in a garment, and that is being used in a very short lifespan, and again it's going to landfill. It's not about the money, but about the energy resource and the natural resource that we have exploited when we are running behind the fast fashion made us to realize a lot of insights, and it gives us a lot of ideas about what mistakes that we are doing. So we decided to come up with a brand called ecohike, where we decided to go not to use the natural resource and try to minimize the impact. And we aim in a very simple way. So our first aim is not to go for the natural resource, and it has to be a recycled one. And sustainability can never be achieved unless it is affordable and durable, and obviously comfortable. So there are a lot of brands in across the world, and also now a lot of brands in India that are coming up with the name sustainability. But I believe, unfortunately, it is being priced at a much higher way, and also the quality and the durability is also been not been taken much care. So we decided like it has to be more durable, and it has to be not just by words, and we have to have all the authenticated data about how much savings that we are making and how durable it is, and how much it is affordable, and it has to reach out to all the consumers across the floor level and all the people. And we came up with a final product, making a t-shirts with recycling the plastic pet bottles. So previously we tried with cotton textile waste and other blends, but unfortunately the t-shirts made with recycling the cotton textile waste is not more durable, and even after 2 or 3 washes, the quality of the garment is not wearable, and even the comfort of the garment is very much compromised. So we thought we should not do it for namesake or just for marketing, and it has to be durable. And we came up with going for 100% polyester, where it can be very durable when compared to the cotton t-shirts. And also we added antimicrobial and anti-odor finish to it, so that it will absorb and it will have very comfortable property, and even if it is sweating, it will not retain in the body, and it absorbs so that the moisture wicking is very high, and air breathability is very good. These are all the performance activities, I mean performance criteria, that makes a garment very comfortable to wear for the whole day at any situation, at any weather condition.
So you recycle plastic bottles to make the t-shirt, but the other aspect of it is also to ensure that you don't dye the material, because that again is resource intensive, correct?
Yes, exactly. So what we have tried to do is, our main mission is to produce the world's least CO2 footprint garment. So when we speak about the CO2 footprint, it is all about how much energy that we are consuming and how can we reduce it. So when we are addressing all these points, there are areas, gray areas, where we want to highlight. Like, even though we are, as I said, Tirupur is 100% zero liquid discharge, and we are recycling the whole water that we are using for dyeing facility. That recycling process and the dyeing process itself involves lot of energy consumption, and it involves lot of process to be done. So we thought this color has to be, it is not a very mandatory thing. And basically, as an Indian, and we know, when we look into our old history, white was the major garment that we all everyone uses, and that is how we are been traditionally been following. So we thought like going without bleaching, and even bleaching consumes lot of energy, so we don't want to bleach the garment or dye the garment. And we came it as a we kept it as a neutral garment, where it looks like an off white color, so that the energy consumption is less. So that is our main mission, and we are sticking to it so far. And we don't say that we are not going to dye the garment. If we find a technology where we can consume less energy and add the dye colors without putting the natural resource, sure, we are open to it. There is already a process called dope dyeing, which we are already looking into, and that will be our next phase of launching.
It's really good intentions to have this also taken into consideration. So getting the plastic bottles and raw materials is one challenge, and of course dealing with the complexity of whether to dye or not to dye is other challenge. Are there any other challenges that you have come across in creating this brand of clothing?
Yes, actually, when we speak about recycling, unfortunately, when we take it to the consumer level, so the first question that they ask is, how can we wear a plastic T-shirt?
True.
That is the very first question, and how much it is skin friendly, and how can we wear it on a body and will not harm our skins. But we have to understand that is PET is nothing but a pre-form of polyester. So we are just converting the polyester PET into polyester, and then we are making the garment. So it is 100% similar to the product of any sportswear brand that is available in the market. When you go to the any international brands or any Indian brands and buy a sportswear T-shirt, it is 95% is made out of polyester, which is nothing but the same fabric, the same yarn which we are using. The only thing is that we are recycling from the waste of PET and we are converting it to polyester, and then we are consuming it as a making it as a garment.
So, do you think public perception of clothing has to change, and this is a major challenge in adoption of such range of clothing?
I don't say that public is the perception has to change, but here I just have a small different in opinion. Like public is always ready to adapt when it is good for the environment and also for their own use. But the only thing is that they are not well aware, and the consumer education has not been done in a justifiable way. And we have to change that consumer, and we have to change that perception, and we have to educate the consumer, saying that this garment is 100% safe, and also it's very durable, and it is very comfortable, and it is at a very affordable way, and of course it is possible to make.
Now, considering T-shirt has this kind of perception among the public, people who want to wear it, are you now planning to focus on other range of clothing that you think people would be more easy to adopt? What are the line of products that you're planning to launch in 2020 and beyond?
So far, we have a product range of crew neck t-shirt, that is round neck t-shirts, which is used for jogging or other sports activities, and also collared t-shirts, which can be focused mainly on corporate uniforms also. And last week, we launched a very innovative product for napkins. That is nothing but a handkerchief. So that has a very good water absorbency, and that has a very high sustainable values. And our main intention is to ask the consumer not to you go for reusable, tissue papers, and start using the reusable napkins. So for that, what we have done is, so in every t-shirt that we are sending to the customers, we have to wrap it with a napkin, and we give them an opportunity to use the napkin and say no to the tissue papers, which will save a lot and contribute a lot towards the environmental benefits. So that we have started this year. And going forward, we are coming up with a line of products for sportswear track pants, and even for home textiles. So it's like the 2020 we have a lot of exciting year, and we are looking forward to launch few more products down the line.
The T-shirts, I must admit, are really cool. I've tried them and they are very comfortable. It's hard to identify the source of materials unless you see the small tag, which is made of recycled paper, which provides details about the product manufacturing and its benefits. So, with T-shirts and the new range of offerings, who's their main target customers?
We are mainly focusing on corporate t-shirts and also for corporate wears. So where we will not be just as a t-shirt vendor or a merchant supplier to any of the corporates. So what we are trying to do is, along with the t-shirts, we used to have an session of awareness session about sustainability, and we used to initiate some concepts like Green Friday and other initiatives like Consumer is God and what is the difference between Earth versus World. So in all these initiatives, we are trying to improve the consumer awareness about sustainability, and asking them to practice in the day-to-day activities of what they are doing without changing without making any big effort. Just by making a small change in their purchase policy can give a tremendous impact towards the environment. So our main belief is every human being born in this world is a consumer, invariable of whoever it may be or whatever it may be. So as a consumer, we have the power to both create and also to destroy. So when we are trying to create, consume something in a responsible way and using and recycling it in a responsible way, of course, we are creating, and we are the God. We have the God in ourselves, and we are when we are trying to do it in the other way without realizing the impact, since just because we have money, then obviously we are not doing any justice for the next generation to come, and we are already facing the consequence. Started to face the consequences, and high time we need to realize, and we have to come up with collective measures, and as an individuals we can create a very big impact when we are realizing our true potential of as a consumer.
That is very well put, Kathir. I clearly appreciate your values that you bring to the table, not just from the consumer point of view, but the overall ecosystem point of view. Not everyone, not every business would try to do this, go beyond their value proposition and try to spread awareness in the general sense as well. So that's a wonderful initiative that you're bringing to the table. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about the overall ecosystem in Tirupur and the textile industry in general, considering that you've been in the space for a long time. And you did mention about that is a zero waste discharge Tirupur region. But what are the other sustainability aspects that the textile manufacturing cluster in Tirupur adopts? Because we do hear about international clusters in other countries that are, say, circular economy and other zero waste and everything else in the global standards. But what is different and what is happening in Tirupur in terms of sustainability?
Yeah, true. Actually, when I want to speak about the cluster, I could say that this is the best cluster in the whole of the world for a sustainable manufacturing destination. Because here, when we speak about zero water discharge, the amount of water consumption is almost zero because we are recycling the water and we are not polluting polluting the land or any riverbed. So the dyeing process, it is 100% has been ZLD. It has been done for the past 11 years, and we are the first of its kind in the whole world. And even till date, there is no any cluster who is been zero liquid discharge and who is been practicing ZLD. This is one thing. And when I come to speak about the renewable energy, as a Tirupur cluster, we are consuming the wind energy, which is we have installed wind capacity, which is more than what we are consuming. So we are already carbon neutral, and the 100% of the energy that has been consumed by the Tirupur cluster is through wind energy. That is something very important thing which I have to highlight. And Tirupur as a cluster, we have planted around 6,50,000 trees in the past 5 years. And we are happy to say that we have restored the waterbed, which has been it's been restored because of the tree plantation that has happened in the past 6 years time down the line. So these are all very proud things which I have to address when I speak about the Tirupur cluster, which makes it a very unique and very favorable destination for when we speak about the sustainability. And I'm happy to be a part of it.
That's really wonderful, Kadir. Thanks for taking time and sharing your views, not just about your product, but also about the manufacturing cluster in Tirupur and all the sustainability practices that goes into it. I really appreciate the work that you're doing, and I hope through this medium, lot of people around the world can know more about your work and also about the manufacturing cluster in Tirupur and get in touch with you. I am also happy to say that I did get a sample of the ecohike T-shirt, and I really felt good wearing the T-shirt. I'll just promote it to a lot more people. Thanks for taking time and thanks for sharing your views on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Girish, for giving us this opportunity, and much more to come. As a sustainability, it is a responsibility of every individuals to come up with our own initiatives. And I think as EcoHike, we are trying to do some justice. And next year, we are trying to come up with circular economy program also, which will make more, which will add more value and justice to the sustainability. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Before I wrap up the interview, adding another part of the chat with Kadir, because between the time when we recorded the interview to now, EcoHike has indeed come up with a circular economy program that he mentions and has also planned for implementing the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs.
When we speak about the SDGs, I'm very happy and proud to say that EcoHike address around 8 SDGs of all the 17 SDG goals by UNDP, United Nations Development Program. So when we speak about the product, we will be saving around 2,600 liters in every t-shirt that we are making. So we will be saving around 2,700 liters of water when compared to the normal t-shirt that is available in the market. 12 PET bottles is used to recycle the product, and 70% of less greenhouse gas emission, that is CO2 emission, when compared to the other product that has been manufactured, and 250 grams of landfill is being saved. So these are all the sustainable aspects that we have addressed. And apart from all this sustainability, we have never compromised anything on performance wear. So it is highly anti-odor and antimicrobial finish, and it is very comfortable to wear and very skin friendly. And air breathability and moisture absorbency will be very good in this garment. So you will not feel the sweat in your body, and it will be emitted outside immediately. And the whole day you will feel better and comfortable, and you can feel proud about wearing, and the amount of sustainable aspects that is the garment. And to add more value to this garment, we also have embedded the hang tag which we have made in this garment. It's made of cotton textile waste, and we have embedded organic seeds inside this tag. So even when you throw the hang tag in the soil, and when it is been watered and leave it in the sunlight, we will have organic seeds. We have embedded chili and brinjal seeds to it. So we also give some opportunity to create our own oxygen space for our lungs.
And that brings to end yet another amazing story from a sustainability enthusiast and entrepreneur. To know more about Kathir or ecohike, visit ecohike.in. That is ecohike.in. And moving on to this week's action item towards Mission Shunya. Drawing from the story of ecohike, I would like to challenge you to look at your activities, do something like an audit of your everyday activities, measure them and act on it. It could be something similar to what ecohike team did in their factory. Look at your monthly water consumption, electricity consumption, and challenge yourself to reduce your consumption of water or electricity in a small way. To find inspiration, you can listen to stories featured on the Mission Shunya podcast. There have been many stories that I've covered so far, and each story is an inspiring one in its own right. And talking of stories, if you have a story to share or know someone whose activities align with the theme of Mission Shunya, do let me know. You can write to me at missionshunya@gmail.com, or you can tag me on a story on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Go by the handle at Mission Shunya. I always believe inspiring stories will influence people like you and me in having a positive impact in our daily lives. The podcast is available on all major platforms for Apple and Android devices like Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Gaana, JioSaavn, and many more. You can also find the podcast archives on missionshunya.com. And more regular updates are available on the social media channels of Mission Shunya. Again, go by the handle at Mission Shunya. So until next time, signing off, this is Mission Shunya towards a zero carbon economy.